You may not believe it yet, but there is a place within you that has never left your side. It waits quietly as you pace through the long corridors of your days, through the noise and the cold, through the sharp edges of disappointment and the bracing winds of uncertainty. We are taught to brace, to tighten against the world, to expect that safety means withdrawal or numbness. But there is a different kind of shelter, one that doesn't close you off, but welcomes you in, gently and without conditions. Imagine for a moment a single warm light in the distance, a small sign of life and safety as you return from a journey. This is not the dramatic rescue of fairy tales or the sudden thunderclap of revelation. It is the quiet, persistent invitation to come home again and again to the self you've always carried. The world tells you that belonging must be earned, that tenderness is fragile, that comfort is a borrowed thing. But you have known, at certain moments, the relief that arrives not with fanfare, but with the soft certainty of a blanket drawn over your shoulders after a long, cold day. This is the nature of real companionship, steady, undemanding, present even when you forget it's there. Like a loyal dog waiting at the door, or the familiar creak of a floorboard in your childhood home, it is a presence that speaks not in grand declarations, but in the steady pulse of, "I am always here with you." The irony is that we often overlook the very thing we need most, searching for shelter in external approval or the fleeting comfort of distraction. Why is it so difficult to let ourselves be held? Somewhere along the way, we learn to mistrust the warmth that asks nothing of us. The mind, in its drive to survive, invents rules. I must be strong. I can't depend on anyone. If I soften, I will break. But the inner companion, call it soul, spirit, or simply the deep self, waits patiently for us to turn back towards it. This is not the needy dependence of childhood, nor the anxious clutching of the lonely. It is the recognition that, beneath all striving, there is a ground of being that welcomes us home. Like the embrace after a long separation, it does not erase the distance traveled, but honors it, enfolding our weariness in understanding arms. Picture a traveler returning after years away, uncertain if the old house will still stand, fearful the lights will be out, that the key won't fit. And yet, as you approach, there is a glow in the window, a space kept for you. Even if dust has settled in the corners and time has changed the furniture, the essential welcome remains. The journey was necessary, the leaving inevitable, but the return is always possible. The relief that comes in this moment is not the wild relief of escape, but a gentle, almost imperceptible loosening. It is the exhale you didn't know you were holding. We spend much of our lives armored against disappointment, convinced that if we relax for even a moment, the world will rush in and sweep us away. Yet what if the real danger lies not in softening, but in never allowing ourselves to rest? The body knows this truth before the mind does. Notice the way your shoulders drop when someone you trust enters the room, the way your breath deepens when you slip under a warm blanket. These small signals of safety are not weaknesses, but reminders that you are built for connection, not just to others, but to yourself. There is a deathless peace that cannot be taken, a core within you that remains steady even as the outer world shifts and shakes. It is not a fortress or a shield, but something more subtle, a gentle undercurrent of relief that persists beneath the surface noise of stress and striving. Like the hush that follows a storm, or the calm that settles after tears, it waits for you, unhurried. To meet this peace, you do not need to do anything grand. You need only turn towards it, as you might turn towards a friend who has never stopped believing in you. Consider the way a cat curls up beside you, content simply to share your warmth. There is no expectation, no demand, only the quiet presence of a companion who asks nothing and gives everything. The inner self is like this, ready to offer comfort if we allow ourselves to receive it. But how often do we brush it aside, convinced that to accept comfort is to admit defeat? The paradox is that true strength is revealed not in constant vigilance, but in the willingness to be embraced. You are loved, not for what you achieve, not for how well you conceal your flaws, but for simply being. This is not a sentimental platitude, but a reality as plain and grounding as earth beneath your feet. The old narratives of worthiness and desertion dissolve in the presence of this steady regard. Like the traveler who finds the door left unlocked, the fire still burning, you are invited in without interrogation. All that is asked is that you enter and let yourself be warmed. There is a sacredness to this inner companionship, a sense of being witnessed and known without judgment. It is not the surveillance of a critical mind, but the attentive gaze of a friend who has seen you at your worst and loves you still. In the ancient stories, the divine is often described as a gentle presence, a whisper in the dusk, a hand resting lightly on your shoulder. What if this is not something out there, but a quality already alive within you? The homecoming is not a destination, but a turning, a return to the self you left behind in the rush to be elsewhere. We seek safety in so many places, relationships, achievements, routines, yet all of these are subject to change and loss. The only shelter that cannot be taken from you is the one you cultivate within. This is not a call to isolation, but an invitation to discover the source of warmth that persists even when the world grows cold. Like a lantern carried through the dark, this inner light guides you, not with the blinding force of certainty, but with the quiet assurance that you are never truly alone. Remember the sensation of being wrapped in a soft blanket as a child, the feeling of being held without having to earn it. That memory is not just nostalgia, it is a blueprint for how you might care for yourself now. The body remembers what the mind forgets, that you are worthy of tenderness, not as a reward, but as your natural state. The fear that you will become weak if you rest is an old story, one that no longer serves you. Strength and gentleness are not enemies, they are siblings. In the long stretches of solitude, it is easy to believe that your longing for connection is a flaw to be fixed, a gap to be filled by others. But what if this longing is a call to return, not outwards, but inwards? The companion you seek waits within, not as a shadow or echo, but as a real and living presence. To turn towards this self is not to abandon the world, but to meet it from a place of rootedness and calm. The relief that follows is not a sudden flood, but a steady stream, nourishing you quietly. How would your days change if you trusted that you are held, even when you feel alone? The mind rebels against this idea, fearing abandonment, convinced that comfort must be rationed or withheld. But the deeper truth is simpler. You are already accompanied, already embraced. The work is not to create safety from scratch, but to recognize the safety that has always been there. Like a garden that flourishes when you stop trampling the soil, your inner life blooms when you allow yourself to rest in its care. There is tenderness here, but it is not fragile. It is the strength of a tree that bends in the wind, the resilience of water moving around stone. To be gentle with yourself is not to indulge weakness, but to honor the reality of your own experience. The world is harsh enough. Your inner life need not be another battlefield. Instead, it can be a sanctuary, a place where you meet yourself with kindness and respect. Even in your loneliest moments, you have never truly been abandoned. The self that witnesses, that endures, that loves, has always been here. Like the companion who walks beside you, silent but steadfast, this presence does not demand attention or praise. It simply is. When the noise of the world fades, when the distractions fall away, you can hear its steady heartbeat, reminding you, you will no longer be alone. Today, place your hand over your heart and notice the warmth beneath your palm. Breathe in slowly and imagine that warmth spreading through your chest, down your arms, into your hands. Let yourself rest in this simple sensation, if only for a moment. You do not need to fix or change anything. This is your shelter, available anytime you remember to return. Relief does not always arrive in grand gestures. Sometimes it is the quiet sigh at the end of a long day, the way the light falls through a window, the gentle weight of a pet curled at your feet. These moments remind you that safety is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of something steady and kind. The embrace you long for is never far away. It waits in the pauses, in the spaces where you let yourself be met. The mind will protest, will insist that you are alone, that you must keep moving or risk being left behind. This is the old story, born of fear and repeated in the echo chambers of anxiety. But the body knows better. It recognizes the signs of safety, the cues that tell you it is finally all right to relax. Trust this wisdom. The relief you feel is not a trick or a lapse. It is a sign that you are coming home. There is a difference between dependency and companionship. Dependency clings, fearful of losing its anchor. Companionship walks beside you, steady and unafraid. When you turn towards your inner self, you are not abandoning your independence, but enriching it. The safety you cultivate within does not make you less capable, but more resilient. It gives you the strength to face the world, knowing that you are never truly alone. Imagine for a moment that every step you take is accompanied by a loyal friend, one who does not criticize your missteps or demand perfection. This friend is patient, gentle, and unwavering. With such a companion, would you still feel the need to rush, to harden, to hide? Or might you move through life with greater ease, trusting that you are met with kindness at every turn? The answer is not found in words, but in the quiet practice of self-compassion. What if the divine is not a distant figure, but the presence that draws you back to yourself when you wander? In the old myths, the gods appear as guides, as companions on the road, as lights in the darkness. Perhaps the sacred is not something you must seek, but something you remember, each time you turn towards your own heart, each time you allow yourself to be held. The warmth you feel is not an illusion, but a sign of your own belonging. You do not need to earn your place at the table. The door was never locked, the seat was always saved for you. The longing to return is not a failure, but a sign of life. It is the homing instinct of the soul, drawing you back to the source of your own strength. The relief that follows is quiet but profound, a sense that you are at last where you belong. The world outside may be uncertain, but the inner home is built on foundations that do not crumble. This is not escapism, but realism of the deepest kind, the recognition that you can face what comes because you are rooted in something greater than circumstance. Like a tree that draws strength from hidden roots, you are sustained by a peace that endures. At times you may forget this, swept up in the demands of daily life. You may feel lost, unmoored, adrift on a sea of obligations. But even then, the light in the window remains, a beacon calling you back. All that is required is that you pause, that you turn towards it, that you let yourself be welcomed home. Today, before you go to sleep, imagine yourself wrapped in a soft blanket, held and protected. Breathe out the tension of the day. Remind yourself that this safety is not a fantasy, but a resource you carry within. The embrace you seek is not the end of struggle, but the beginning of a new relationship with yourself. It is the willingness to meet your own pain with kindness, to hold your own hand as you walk through the dark. This is the work of a lifetime, and it is never finished. But each time you turn towards yourself, you deepen the well of peace from which you draw. You are not alone, and you never have been. The companion you long for, the warmth you seek, the safety you crave, they are all found in the quiet turning towards your own heart. The world may misunderstand, may urge you to keep moving, to keep striving, but you know, in the marrow of your bones, that there is another way. The invitation is always open. The light in the window never goes out. No matter how far you wander, no matter how long you stay away, you are always welcome to return. This is the promise at the center of your being. You are loved. It is not a question of deserving, but of remembering. Let yourself be gathered in, not as a reward for effort, but as your birthright. The safety you find here is not a cage, but a cradle. It holds you, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. The relief that washes over you is not fleeting, but the steady tide of belonging. You may still feel the ache of separation, the sting of old wounds. That is part of being human. But beneath it all, there is a current of warmth, a shelter that endures. To lean into this is not to abandon the world, but to meet it with a full and open heart. So tonight, as you lay your head down, remember, you are not walking this road alone. The companion by your side, the light in the window, the blanket around your shoulders, all these are symbols of the truth that lives within you. The peace you seek has been here all along, waiting for you to turn towards it. Rest now, you are home. Thank you for watching and for walking this path alongside me. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. For high-resolution art, music, and full transcripts, consider joining me on Patreon. Until then, carry these reflections gently with you, and I hope to see you again in the next video.